Late dinner with clients. I need to close some deals. Don't wait up. The words felt mechanical, too neat. I stared at the screen, reading them again, slower. There was a pause inside me, the kind that splits time into before and after. I typed back one line. Enjoy the lobster. Tell Rick to check his stock portfolio. Then I set the phone down. And waited. It rang 5 seconds later. Her voice trembled. What do you mean? In the background, I heard shouting. A man's voice. Rick's. Then, silence. That's how it began. They say betrayal starts with lies. That's wrong. It starts with patterns. A changed tone. A glance that avoids. A smile rehearsed too long. She'd been slipping for months. Later dinners. A sudden interest in her appearance. Perfume she never wore for me. But what truly gave her away wasn't passion. It was precision. She had started planning her absences. That level of calculation isn't love fading. It's loyalty redirecting. Rick was my colleague, senior VP, married. The kind of man who talked too close and laughed too loud. He and I had closed deals together for years. I trusted him with millions. I didn't realize he was stealing something far more expensive, her heart, and my silence. When suspicion takes root, it doesn't scream, it whispers. So I listened. I watched her unlock her phone under the table one night. Her fingers trembled when she saw my eyes. She smiled to cover it, said it was work. I smiled back. People always mistake calm for ignorance. The next morning, I mirrored her phone. Quietly. Her iCloud backup slid into my system like a confession. It took 1 hour to find the first message. Rick, you looked beautiful tonight. Her, don't say that. Someone might see. Rick, he's too blind to see anything. Blind. The word echoed like a taunt. I didn't confront her. Not yet. Anger ruins precision. Instead, I observed. 2 weeks later, the firm held a conference in Boston. Rick and my wife both attended. Separate departments, same hotel. Coincidence is just strategy with bad camouflage. I tracked her location through her smartwatch. Room 614. Rick's 615. One wall between them. One truth between us. I didn't fly there. Didn't need to. Knowing was enough, for now. People imagine revenge as heat, rage, blood. They're wrong. True revenge is cold arithmetic. I began collecting phone logs, expense reports, hotel bills, and something more fragile, her tells. The way her eyes avoided mine when she said, "You work too hard." The way she said Rick's name too softly, like the word itself might bruise if spoken wrong. Then, one night, I ran a check on Rick's finances. I still had access to his corporate account from a project months ago. A familiar transaction caught my eye. He'd been moving shares, quietly, into a side portfolio under his wife's maiden name. Insider trades. Illegal if proven. And she was listed as an advisor. That's when the message wrote itself. Enjoy the lobster. Tell Rick to check his stock portfolio. A single text carrying an entire trap. When she called, panic filled the silence before her words. I could hear Rick shouting in the background. A door slammed. She whispered, "What did you do?" I said nothing, because silence hurts louder than accusation. I ended the call and drove home. Slowly, deliberately. The kind of drive where the road feels endless, but your mind has already arrived. When I reached the house, the lights were on. She sat at the table, phone clutched in her hand, mascara smudged. "You ruined everything," she whispered. I looked at her. Not with hate, not even sadness, just distance. "Did I?" I said, "or did I just stop pretending not to see?" Her lips trembled. "You don't understand. It wasn't supposed to go this far." I cut her off with a small gesture, my hand. Calm, controlled. I told compliance about Rick's transfers, I said. They'll be investigating by morning. Her breath hitched. You didn't. I did. And I mentioned your name. Advisor, wasn't it? She stood, panic flooding her face. Please, you'll destroy us. I leaned forward. No, you destroyed us. I'm just making it official. That night she packed. Not everything, just what guilt could carry. She left without looking back. I sat at the table until sunrise. The quiet felt clean. Rick resigned 2 days later. Compliance found enough to end him. His wife filed for divorce. My own wife tried calling once. I didn't answer. The message she left was barely a whisper. I made a mistake. But mistakes require intention. What she did was design. People ask if revenge feels good. It doesn't. It feels right. Because rightness isn't joy, it's balance restored. I deleted her photos a week later, formatted her backup drive. Not in anger, but in ritual, a digital cremation. In the end, there's no need to bury what no longer breathes. The house felt lighter without her perfume clinging to the walls. The silence was no longer punishment. It was peace earned through precision. Sometimes I still think about that call. The panic, Rick shouting, the tremor in her voice. That single moment when both of them realized I wasn't blind. That I had been watching. There's a fine line between love and investigation. Once crossed, you can never go back. I sleep well now, not because I forgave her, but because I don't remember her as mine. Love, after all, isn't ownership, it's evidence, and I've already filed it away. She texted again last week, just 2 words. I'm sorry. I stared at the screen for a long time, then deleted it. No reply, no trace. Because sometimes silence isn't the absence of words, it's the sound of justice finishing its sentence.